Imagine for a moment that the world as we know it is just a thin veil covering something ancient, something beyond our understanding. That's what happens in our story today, one that reveals an unimaginable truth lurking just beneath the surface of our reality. Our story begins with a man named Francis Wayland Thurston. He's the grandnephew of an old professor who, before his death, left behind a collection of strange, disturbing notes. These notes are about a series of unsettling events that have happened around the world, all connected to an eerie, ancient figure known as Cthulhu. The professor had heard of Cthulhu before, but what he uncovered was far worse than any simple myth. He learned of an ancient cult, worshipping this creature, a cult with terrifying rituals, and their stories pointed to one thing: the return of Cthulhu. As Thurston digs deeper, he uncovers fragments of a mysterious cult that has existed for centuries. They speak of Cthulhu's awakening, a horrifying event when this ancient god will rise from the sea, bringing madness and destruction to the world. Thurston learns that those who've come into contact with the cult or even seen the strange images of Cthulhu have been driven mad. The cult speaks of dreams, terrible dreams that people all over the world are having. Dreams of the sea, of an island, and of Cthulhu himself, rising from the depths. One of the key pieces of the puzzle comes from a man named Gustav Johansson, a sailor who survived a horrifying encounter. While exploring a remote island in the South Pacific, Johansson and his crew stumbled upon an ancient city buried deep in the jungle. They found ruins, strange alien structures, and a massive stone statue of Cthulhu himself. The crew was terrified, but their worst nightmare was yet to come. As they investigated further, they accidentally released Cthulhu from his prison, an ancient, watery tomb. The sailors were struck by a madness so intense that some were driven to violent acts, while others simply collapsed in terror. In the chaos that followed, Johansson and a few others managed to escape, but not before they witnessed Cthulhu rising from the depths. A vast, monstrous creature with wings, tentacles, and an ancient, unearthly power. Now back in the present, Thurston has pieced together the final account of what happened. Cthulhu, the ancient god, is still out there, somewhere beneath the ocean, waiting, and calling to those who are willing to listen. Some believe he is still alive, dormant, but others fear he is only biding his time. Thurston realizes something horrifying. The call of Cthulhu isn't just a distant myth, it's real, and sooner or later, the world may face the terrible consequences of that truth. For the cultists who worshipped Cthulhu, and for the sailors who encountered him, it was a call to madness. But for those of us who haven't heard it, well, we can only hope the call remains silent, for now. Now, with the pieces of this dark puzzle falling into place, the question remains: what happens next? Will Cthulhu rise again, or is he still waiting in the deep, calling out to the world? One thing is certain: once you hear the call of Cthulhu, there's no turning back.